The history of anime. There isn't a lot of documented evidence of animation from the early 1900s, and there's only one from that time period, which is about a boy writing on a board and then tipping his hat off to the audience. This is the only one you can find from the early 1900s, and the rest you can find is way after that period. The most influential anime which was made around the 1960s, was Astro Boy, and this influenced many of the anime of that generation, and it influenced a lot of the stuff that was being made as well by the rest of the world. Following this was Kimba, which was made later on in the decade, and this was a very influential Japanese anime, and was the first color release to be released to the rest of the world. And some would say it also influenced heavily Disney's The Lion King, as it's very similar in concept of what the characters are doing and how they look. Around the 1980s was when one of the more influential anime to the Western audience was released, and this is how most anime fans got into anime, and that was Dragon Ball. And this was a very popular franchise in the West, as it had a lot of action and it had characters that people could relate to in some way. This became very, very popular in the West, and most people that watch anime always refer to Dragon Ball. And this was also followed up by Dragon Ball Z, which was also very popular. Your name?
Emmanuel Panashi McGuinty.
What is your name?
I'm Kian Hutnell.
What is your name?
My name is Cameron Perkins.
So, Emmanuel, how long have you been watching anime for?
Since I was 8, so now what? That's like 6 years now. Yeah, 6 years. Started watching Dragon Ball Z. That was my first one. And ever since I've been watching anime.
What type of anime are you into?
It's a bit of a genre. Depends how I'm feeling. But mainly I'm into like action and a bit of sci-fi. Call me nerd. I don't know. They're alright.
What really interests you about anime?
I like how it's different. It's not like actors where like they have to be like told what to do. They can just do whatever they want and how they want it to be.
Kieran, how long have you watched anime for, Kieran?
I think I started when I got Netflix and I saw Sword Art Online on there, so that must have been 2013-ish. So what's that, 6 years now?
So you've very much accustomed to anime.
Yeah, that would sound accustomed to it.
Would you say you're a casual viewer of anime, or more into the whole industry as a whole?
I'm definitely a more casual viewer now, but when I first started I got really into it, and I've just kind of dialed back a bit, so I just watch it occasionally whenever, I'm like, oh, this looks interesting, I'll watch that.
Oh, yeah, that's good. What really interested you in terms of what anime, what brings, and what made you want to keep watching it?
I think, the art style itself is really captivating, and it just allows for fluid motions in action scenes, and it just looks very pretty, and makes it more fun to watch than, let's say, a traditional cartoon. But there's also this sense of nostalgia, because while I didn't properly start watching anime and like knowing what anime was until about 2013, when I was growing up, like 6, 7, on an old channel called Jetix, which isn't around.
And how long have you been watching anime for?
I want to say technically 11 years, because I always used to watch like the animes which were like from the little toy promotions, so like Pokemon and then like Bakugan and then Beyblade. I always used to watch those animes, but I think religiously and like pure anime, I'd probably say around 5 years.
5 years. Oh, that's quite a long time.
Yeah.
So what really interested you about anime?
Well, I was like, because I think it all started when my brother started watching anime, although he's been watching anime for ages, but when we moved over to this country, we were in one room, so when he watched anime, I was there to see it, so I was, sometimes I'd see him watch things that were really intriguing, and then he told me to watch this and this, and I was like, okay. But I never did end up watching any of it. So what I actually did was when I went on Netflix, I was like, okay, I'm actually kind of bored. Maybe I'll go watch an anime. So I watched Tokyo Ghoul for the first time, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And yeah, it was awesome.
Very popular series. Anime has had a profound impact on society. It used to be frowned upon, and people would be called names like weebs. Some people are still called weebs, but nowadays people have taken notice to it. People respect it, and people appreciate it, and there isn't as much judgment or being put down nowadays as there was before. As you see a lot of mainstream rap artists always reference to anime, and you see a lot of the mainstream media have taken notice and will talk about anime, as it's really influenced pop culture and how people feel about things, which is good to see.